Rightio. Are you ready? I'm ready. I'm almost ready. Game. We're going to start in the Rocky Desert. Well, this is all about a tutorial series. When you start Satisfactory, you get to choose between 4 start locations. And they are not 4 separate maps. I thought that when I first started. I soon realised that they're just all the one big map. So the grass fields is the easiest, so to speak. Then you go into the Rocky Desert, which is also a bit easy, just a different type of layout. Northern Forest is, the terrain's a bit different. There's good resources, but it's a bit more of a challenge. And the desert is another area that has challenges, but it's still fun. For me, I'm going to go with the Rocky Desert. This is going to get the name of the tutorial series. You can skip the intro if you want to get straight into the game. For me, I'm just going to go through that because I enjoy it. You can do some multiplayer settings here I'm not going to go into, and advanced game settings allows for some cheaty stuff. I'm not going to do that either. We're going to just go plain. So it gives me a summary, tells me where we're starting. I'm not skipping the onboarding. No advanced game settings enabled. Let's do it. It might be a little bit loud. We'll see.
Separation from main transport complete. Group 8 delivered to Calistian region. All pioneers functional, initiating dispersion. Attention Pioneer, I am Ada, your personal instance of the Artificial Directory and Assistant. Welcome to the Fixit Incorporated Save the Day program. A Fixit Pioneer has 3 core assignments. Construct. All pioneers must follow Fixit guidelines and instructions when constructing any building. Automate. Every pioneer is responsible for setting up and managing efficient pipelines, outposts, and power infrastructure. Explore and exploit. Fixit selected planets are rich with resources suitable for direct use or further investigation. Stay within your designated. And that is why the world is counting on pioneers like you. Fixit. Short-term solutions to long-term problems.
It's interesting.
Initiating planetfall. Atmospheric entry in 3, 2, 1. Beginning arrow assist. Drag within acceptable parameters. Descent phase begun. Decelerating. Deploying parachute. Deploying backup parachute. Skipping parachute. Landing phase begun. Activating retro propulsion. Touchdown. Planetfall complete. Drop pod integrity nominal. Omni-situational exploration suit nominal. Pioneer. Acceptable. Congratulations, you are the 3rd in your region to survive planetfall. Welcome to Massage 2, AB-B, in the binary system of Akicha. Loading objective-based introduction. Begin onboarding. First contact safety tool supplied due to presence of alien megafauna. Adhere to Fix-It procedure and equip the Fix-It Inc. Xeno Zapper before leaving the drop zone.
Alright, as you can see here on the left, it's telling me to equip the Xeno Zapper. Press tab to open the inventory, and then drag that down to my inventory slots, which is the hands. It won't go in the other ones, it will only go in the hands.
Next objective, dismantle the drop pod. Fix-It Incorporated is cost-effective and efficient. We do not waste. The drop pod will be recycled to construct the first stage of the habitat and utility base, often referred to as the hub.
Alright, so once again, follow the steps on the left. We're going to press F to do dismantle mode, and then you just, what you're hovering on, it tells you what you're dismantling and what items you'll get from that dismantle. In this, it looks like it's 10 something. And there we go.
Next objective, use the resource scanner to find and collect additional iron to be able to build the hub. If you cannot find iron, be assured scans of the planet have revealed sufficient iron sources.
So hold V to bring up the resource scanner, and we can only select iron ore. You can see over here, there's some up there on our compass at 300 meters away, 500 and 300 that way. I think we'll go this way. Yeah. They will disappear too as you get after a certain period of time. Now there's lots of things you can do at this point while you make your way there. Things like picking up leaves. It'll tell you what you can, the E key is to pick things up, and you'll see press E to pick up beryl nut, and every time you pick up something new, Ada will give you an explanation about it or give you a suggestion of what you should do.
Potential edible collected. Eating it and surviving does not count as a valid field test and does not generate enough data for Fix-It to make an informed decision. Store this potential resource for later use.
So on. Sorry, I'm just going to catch up on chat here. Max, totally just rolled out of bed. Give me a few minutes and I'll be more attentive. Absolutely, Max. Tooth and nail. I see you're going to make me play this again. Absolutely. What a great game. Gaz, there's a donut being 10 minutes away. You should get there. You should get there quick, Gaz. All right, so we're going to do a series of things in this playthrough. And I'm just going to put where are you? My recordings, 18 minutes. So I've got a clapperboard, and what I'm going to do is write on it like onboarding and the time and the date, because I know what the recording date is, and then that will let me find that in the actual what do you call it, in the audio file. We'll see a marker in the recording file, and that's how I'll be able to find this information to edit it later. Right, so we're going to scan again for iron, and so there's some up high, so we're going to have to try and work our way around to there. And it doesn't hurt to pick up stuff. You can hold E down and it will just keep picking up every foliage every time it gets near it. There's nothing wrong with that. We're going to need a bit of it. I might get some more nuts while we're at it. Alright, and we'll do another scan again. Oh, and also what you can do, which I'll show you in a second, is you can just tap V and it will actually show you. Wait for the nodes to disappear. So we can see there's some iron over here. Right, they're all disappeared off the map. If you actually just tap V, it'll remember the last thing that you scanned for, and it will rescan for that item specifically. So I'm actually going to make a note of that one, because that was a good little tip. I've got it there in front of me, 20 minutes, and it was that. Because I plan to turn a lot of this stuff into small videos. Right, yeah. There we go. All right. No, Randy thinks that every time I tap that, it's a pat, and that's not the case. And I need to be very persistent with that, because otherwise he'll go crazy. All right. So what's this thing here? Well, I know what it is, and I'm just going to show you, because there's only one way to find out. As we walk up, we get these hatcher pods appear, and you get flying crabs, and they do hurt. So you can see down there in the bottom left, I've lost 2 bits of energy. Our energy will regain over time, but this is how you will die. And we actually haven't built a hub yet, because it hasn't told us to build it in the onboarding process, but we will get there. So the trick is with these crabs is you can crouch walk up to the hatcher and it won't open, and then you can attack it and stop it from permanently hatching crabs. There we go. And then of course there's something to pick up, hatcher remains.
Samples of unknown alien species acquired. It is unclear where on the flora or fauna spectrum it lies, but initial data suggests this might be a nest or an egg. Preserve the remains for later study.
Oh, I need to turn off the... I have to turn off the audio, the AI, not NVIDIA broadcast for that one. Right. So it's going to be a little bit slow in the playthrough initially. Now, we've got a node here, an iron node. This is pure. We'll get more into what the difference between what the different node quantities. We'll get into what the node variations are later. This one's a pure one, and there's these mining nuggets that sit on top of some of the nodes, and you can start mining ore on the node just by pressing E.
Next objective, use the build gun to construct the hub. Iron is a base component necessary for all near future progress, so ensure you build the hub close to iron sources. Fix it does not pay by the kilometer.
Okay, so you can just move away, and that'll stop. You can hold E if you want, or you can just tap it. If you tap it, you don't have to do anything. You can, if you feel like you can hold. These nodules are temporary, so you can start mining that nodule, and once it disappears, then it's gone. And there'll be a reason for that coming up, which you'll get to see soon enough. Now we should follow the objective, but I'm first going to just do the manual mining. What's that? Perfect. Now, build the hub. So Q to open the build menu, and it's given us, we've got progression, object types and workstations. We're just going to do the hub. And I'm going to put the hub, maybe just over here. You can rotate when you're, this is a really good lesson too when you're building, is there's always tooltips on the screen. As you can see, it tells you what buttons do what. You've got builders LMB, left mouse button, rotate hologram is scroll up and down, snap mode, which is control, we'll get into that later. Hologram is for moving stuff manually around, so when you press H, you can then nudge around. Sample building is where you can copy buildings. We'll do that later. That's about it for the moment here. So we'll just, I'm going to build here and just left mouse button.
Hub foundation built. The hub terminal and crafting bench are only the humble beginnings of a successful Fix-It pioneer, but essential for the next steps of onboarding. Once finished, the hub will function as your base of operations. Next objective. Complete Hub Upgrade 1.
Now, something here is we've built it, but now it's wanting to build a second item. And that's, you can, it says you can only build one. And when you actually try and put it over the existing one, it says it's encroaching that object. Now, obviously, we don't need to build any more, but when you're doing other building later, you can build the next one and the next one and the next one. But you can just either press Escape or Q, and that closes that building item there. So, there's so much. This is what I like about the early game, is there's so many steps that you quickly do. And another one. Right. So it tells us there's upgrades we need to do. Hub upgrades and their costs can be found and activated in the hub terminal. So we go up to here and tells us press E to interact with the hub terminal. And we go tier 0, hub upgrade 1, tells us what it will give us. The rewards, the equipment workshop, a portable miner, and a +1 hand equipment slot. And it tells us we need 10 iron rods, so we'll have to work out how to make that. You need to select the milestone to activate it. And this is where you would put 10 iron rods there. We don't have that right now, so we're just going to close. But now up the top right, we have what our milestone is. Hub upgrade 1, we do need 10 iron rods. So how do we make iron rods? Well, there's another thing here. Interact with the crafting bench. So I'll press E. And here is where you can, it says here, well, we need 10 iron rods, perfect. But it needs iron ingots to make the iron rods. So that's why the iron rods are currently greyed out and the iron ingots are the active colour. And you can, there's a couple of things you can do here. You can just hold left mouse button if you want to, or you can just tap space and then it'll continue to craft until you no longer need them, or until your inventory empties out. And this is going to be one of the cornerstones of this playthrough, is that I'm going to try and avoid doing as much manual crafting. As soon as I can automate something or do it with a machine, that's how it will be done, and I won't actually use the manual crafting. I won't use the craft bench because it gets quite tedious and annoying, and you tend to waste a lot of time. You'll see why in the future. So now, was there anything else we could do? That was it. That were our 2 exclamation marks. So we just grab our, oh, I didn't actually make the iron rods. And then you see it says cannot afford recipe. Okay, so now we've got those iron rods. We turn around and we say, hi Smirkin and chat, g'day Morgantic, how are you? And after that distraction, you come up and you can drag the items over here if you want. You can double click on them. And I think control click later will show you, allows you, if there's multiple stacks here that need to go there, it'll feed them all across. And once you're done, you just go upgrade hub.
Hub Upgrade 1, Storage and Frame, completed. Equipment like the portable miner can now be made in the workshop. Congratulations on completing your first milestone, the first of many providing access to new recipes and technologies for the Fix-It mission. Next objective, complete Hub Upgrade 2.
Now, the next step is Hub Upgrade 2. So once again, we come into here, we select the next one, and now we're going to get, our rewards are going to be a smelter, power line, copper ingot, wire, cable, and copper as a scannable resource. So we'll select that milestone. And it needs 20 iron rods and 10 iron plates, so we'll have to make those. Just keeping in mind here, oh, this was a new thing that came, is a box for storing things. So for instance, I'm going to put these hatcher remains in here for the time being because I don't have a use for them right now. We'll get to that in the future. And it lets me free up a slot in my inventory. Oops. The other thing it says is you scroll up and scroll down to swap between equipment, hand equipment. So you press tab to open the inventory, and other hand equipment could be a nut, a barrel nut. And when you are actually a little bit lacking in health, you can eat the nuts. Everyone likes eating nuts, and that'll rebuild your health. If we go back to here too, I just want to have a look here. Our first tier 0 Hub Upgrade 1 milestone told me I got the equipment workshop and a portable miner and a hand equipment slot. So let's build those as well, because they're going to save us some time. In the build menu, where are we? Build is that button. It actually shows you which items are new, so it can get overwhelming as you get further into the game. You can miss stuff when you unlock it because there's so many things that do get unlocked. So we need iron plates to make the workshop. So we will do that, and we will get do some more manual crafting temporarily. Rightio. Right, so let's make that equipment workshop. I'm going to put it about here. Oh, you can control... it's not going to work. We won't talk about that one right now. Now, the reason I built the equipment workshop is the portable miner. So let's make one. Well, let's make 3. Now we have to open our inventory, are an item that goes in the hand. And what we do is we walk up to an iron node and we just place it on the iron node with left mouse button. Now you can put as many of these on as you desire to create. And what they do is they start mining automatically. Now something I'll touch on now is this is producing quite quickly because this is a pure node. There are normal nodes and impure nodes as well, and the different qualities will output at a different rate. We'll talk more about that later. But right now we've automatically saved us from having to do this by having these. And you can drag and get them across there. You can also hold control and click and it will take the whole stack without dragging. And you'll see in a minute that everything has a stack size in the game. You can see here we've got 100, that's the stack size, and another 61. So once it reaches a full stack, it stops producing until you come up and empty it out. Rightio. So we're just going to make some more iron ingots for a bit. As you can see, this is one of the reasons why I'm not a fan of manual crafting, because of the boringness of it. But we'll get past this soon. We need to unlock the next milestone before we can do anything. There's a few more of these stages to go. And you can see the craft bench is getting quite hot. And it's such a pleasant noise, constantly tinging all the time. How's everyone in chat going today? What's happening? What are you up to? As you can see, it is quite a slow process, so working towards automating this is very rewarding indeed. I'm sure all of you know that out there. Quite a few seasoned veterans of Satisfactory in chat, I'm sure of it. Make some plates. With now, I've just finished a FIFO job and I'm home full time again. Very happy. Family is happy I'm home as well. Ah, it's great. Good to hear. Those fly in, fly out jobs. They're good for the bank balance, but not so good for the home life, hey?
C. C's for teabagging.
That's right, Corin. C's for teabagging. How are you today, Corin? Welcome. Okay, now that we've got that, what were we doing? We needed to unlock the next stage. So
Hub upgrade 2, power and shell, completed. The smelter can turn raw ore such as copper and iron into ingots, and the biomass burner generates power when fueled. Fun fact: most of the native flora and fauna is compatible with Fix-It technology. Fueling the biomass burner with inappropriate materials will result in deductions or even cancellation of your yearly bonus. Next objective: complete Hub Upgrade 3.
right, so there were a couple of things we got there. The smelter. I mentioned the biomass burner located in the hub, so we'll have a look at that. Cable power line, that'll be helpful. We're going to select this. It'll be 20, 20 and 20. We also unlocked copper that time. So we've got a few things to go through here. And also it's nighttime, almost daytime. If you press B for bash light, that opens your flashlight. Very handy indeed. Corin, very good. You sleeping? It's late here, you're mostly lurking. In general, good. Looking forward to my equestrian centre in the morning. Nice. Good to hear. Alright, let me just write that one up. Sorry, there's going to be a bit of this, folks, as I go through it. I also had, that was... Alright, so let's investigate a couple of things. I talked about a biomass burner. That's what this is here. It says we've got no fuel. When anything there is that needs fuel, when you click on the icon there that's flashing, it tells you what the supported fuel types are. You've got wood, leaves, and here right now mycelia. I haven't come across that yet, but we'll find it. So any of those items there, we can drag and put into the fuel. And then that will turn on the machine, but it says right now I've got no connection. So we'll work that out next. The next thing we had was a smelter, I believe. So if I was to go into our build menu, in our production there was a new item called a smelter. Okay, so that's going to smelts ore into ingots, smelts ore into ingots, can be automated by feeding ore in via a conveyor belt connected to the input port. The resulting ingots can automatically be extracted by connecting a conveyor belt to the output. We'll get there, that sounds good. So it says we need 5 iron bars and 8 copper wire. I don't have the wire yet, we need to find copper. Now, that means we need to do V again, and now we've got different items. We've got the copper we can scan for now. Got one over there at 390 meters, so we're going to go that way. Yeah, we could go for a run, see if we can locate it. I'll tell you what we might do. We might take one of these portable miners with us. So you can go pick up miner, and it'll actually put that 100 iron ore in your inventory and pick up the miner as well. So now we have another miner in our inventory. So let me just write that down. So we explain, so biomass, burner, smelter, hardly know her. Hey! And pick up miner. Miner? Hardly know her. No bug, hello, good morning from the land of Lego. Nice. You must be from Legoland. Right. How are you today? Alright. So we're going to go looking for that copper. You can jump as well when you're running around. There's a couple of things you can do when you're moving around. Pressing shift will run. C is crouching. Shift and crouch, you'll slide. And then shift and then jump. Yeah, so space is jump. So shift crouch and you can get around a little bit faster. It's fun for everyone. All the cool kids are doing it. Done. Where? My wife is there right now since she works there. That's pretty cool. But I mean, the origin country of Lego, which is it? Sweden? I can't remember. I like Lego. All right, so I'm looking for copper. What's that way? So we're going to go this way. We're going to go this way. And also you'll notice those little nodules earlier that I was talking about, the iron modules, they can be just on the ground randomly and you can mine them as well. Close, is it Denmark? And then they disappear completely, and yeah. So you'll find those scattered all over the landscape. Do another. This way. Ooh. Okay, so I don't think that's the way I need to be going. Let's go back this way. Just having a look around. Yeah, we'll go back this way. I think we'll go down. Just have a peek around here first. Now, there's some creatures like the spitters. You want to avoid those initially. They can be not so friendly. Yeah, no, I don't want to go this way. Yahtzee! I got it, Denmark. Excellent. Yeah, I tell you what, I've got some Lego videos on my YouTube channel from all my stuff from when I was a kid. And I haven't got into it yet, but Lego trains, that 12-volt electric Lego train set stuff was the golden era of Lego trains, in my opinion. Absolutely amazing. I love them. So I've got a plan to do a whole video series and all that stuff. Oh look, there's even more iron here. Oops, let me stay away from that guy. Oh, he's chasing us. Let's just run away. There we go, he's alright. Stop following us now. Right, there's another one over there, another crab hatcher. Scan for copper again. So I just want to have a look up here. Copper's 70 meters away. Aha. Was I just up here? I was here at a different spot. I was here. I was around the other side and I missed the copper. Alright, so we found the copper. Now, I'm going to put that down and then we'll deal with this guy. Oh, and they spit fireballs or they spit something. So, how you want to fight them's up to you. If you get close enough, you can get away. And then once you kill them, they drop some remains and you pick them up.
Samples of unknown alien species acquired. Their weaponized plasma is most likely stored as a stable chemical substance in an organ close to their mouth, and only turns volatile when exposed to one of the chemical elements in the air. Preserve the remains for later study.
Alright, we're going through these. Now, what I'm going to do is we use the craft bench back over there to make the the iron ingots. What you can do in the build menu, there's a crafting bench, so you can make a crafting bench anywhere. So if we make one here, now this here, you can see it's going slower because this is an impure node and this outputs at the slowest rate. So now I can come up to here and I can be making copper ingots. So I didn't have to take it all the way over there to make it. Alright, so we now should have enough to build a smelter. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take that, I'll leave that there. We'll go back to our hub, which we can see up there on the compass. And I might go back this way, if I can. Pick up some foliage on the way. That's a bit high. Maybe not that way. I don't want to fall on him, do I? And took a bit of fall damage there. Oh, there's a spitter following us. Oh, let's not follow. Let's get away. So yeah, that was a good point there. Left mouse button, and I've eaten some nuts and that's restored my energy a bit. I won't eat another one because that will restore to full soon. And we'll make some wire out of those ingots. Okay, so over here we're going to build the smelter. You gotta bear with me, I remember which buttons to press. And you can see on the buildings like this that have, there's a few things that are shown here. On the right there's an input with the arrows pointing into it. On the left there's the output with the arrows pointing out of it. And there's also a power symbol on the top. So we'll start off, we'll put one here like this. And you can see I could build another one if I wanted to. So we'll do that. We'll put another one here. And you can see that line, that tells you you're sort of in the same alignment. You can hold control and it'll automatically do that for you. Okay, so now that I've done that, when you press E to configure the smelter, you select what type of ingot you want to make. So we're going to go iron ingot, and we're going to need to feed it right now because we don't have conveyor belts, but we can fill the machine up with iron and it'll output the ingots. It's telling me I've got no power, and when we go back over to here, this here tells me there's no connection. So it says on the left, production buildings like the smelter will only function when connected to a power source with a power line. So if I go to my Q menu and I go power and power line, you can see it hovers, but it says missing cable. So I need to make some cable. Let's make some cable. That'll be enough. So we'll go back and do that again. Now, on my hotbar down the bottom, you can see one actually is already populated with making a smelter, and two is a power line. So instead of having to go into the build menu, you can assign numbers 1 through to 0 or 0 through to 9 with the machines you want to use. So I've got my power line, so I click once there, and then it says must be hooked up to a connection. So I go over here to my smelter, hook it, and there we go. And we look inside the machine, it's now producing those ingots. And over here, this is burning leaves quickly, and it's telling us that we're currently consuming 4 megawatts and we have a capacity of 20 megawatts. Right, yeah. Well, first, let's hook up that other machine. Now, the game doesn't really care too much about clipping. I mean, that's beautiful through there, but my cable is clipped through that machine. It's okay. But we're going to aim towards having no clipping in this playthrough. So we want to do the same with this one. I want to make some more iron ingots. I'll fill it up, and all I need is to connect the power source up again. It's got my power line, so we'll go back over to here, and it tells us there's no empty power line connections. Alright, so can we connect from no empty power line connections? So the game only allows you to have one connection to a biomass burner, and then each machine can only be connected to. It can't daisy chain or anything. So you need to build, we'll put a power pole. If we look in our build menu here, oh, we don't have power poles yet, so I'm jumping ahead of myself. Well, we're going to have to unlock the next stage, if we do have a look here, if we look here, we'll get power poles on our next. So when we unlock the next one, so we've made the production line smelter. We can't do anything else until we unlock it. So let's feed those in. So we need those, and those.
Hub Upgrade 3, Interior Furnishing, completed. The constructor can produce simple parts, and power poles allow for the expansion of the power grid. When you make the inevitable mistake, Fixit's dismantling feature is designed to salvage all resources used during construction, in line with our zero waste policy. We understand that Fixit pioneers are only human and thus prone to error. Next objective, complete Hub Upgrade 4.
Okay, Hub Upgrade 4, let's select it. And we're going to need a few more machines. Concrete. Okay, and we'll get conveyor poles and conveyor belts. Also, we just unlocked the constructor. Crafts one part into another. Excellent. And the power pole, concrete, limestone, reinforced iron plates, screws, all a bunch of things. All right. Let's go back and get this running. Now this is full. Let's get some more iron. So, fill that up. That'll keep going. That one will fill that up. Now all I'm doing there is doing, just to repeat, I'm just control clicking. It'll move the whole stack across. You notice I only took 27 across because I had one that was 27. If I do 100, it'll fill up the remaining buffer and there'll be whatever's left over in your inventory there. So let's get that power pole. If I go to my build menu, here's my power pole, and I'm missing concrete. So before I can make the power pole, I need to make concrete. So we need to have a look in our craft menu, and concrete requires limestone. So I think we saw some earlier. Scan for it. There you go, there's quite a few. There's one 166 meters that way. There's one that way. So let's make another portable miner. Take with us. Maybe we'll take two. Alright, let's go and get that limestone. Where was it? This little fellow, we'll play with him later. It's now's not the time. So just I think it was up there. Yeah, it's up. I can see the node up there. Go back. You see there's a lot to do early on. Just looks like it says there on my left, fuse blowing. Oh. Let's get distracted. We'll go back and see what happened. grab some nuts on the way. So back over here. No power, no fuel. So we run out of leaves. So once you run out of enough power, your whole power network trips, and then you have to come and feed in some more fuel, and then trip the untrip or pull the main fuse again to get your power running again. Obviously, because I'm doing a bit slow here, I'm using more. I'm not as fast as I would be without going through this whole tutorial, but you get that. Right, going back over here to the concrete, the limestone. So I'll get rid of this little node on top because it gives me a bit to start off with. And I'll get, where is it? I don't remember my buttons. There we go. So I've got 2 of those running, and we will build a craft bench here as well, because I have a little bit of concrete in my hand, in my pockets. So let's make that. Now, Hub Upgrade 4 only needs 10 concrete, 20 power and 75 plate. And I've got all of that. But I'm not going to rush through, because that's where it can get a bit distracting and you can lose concentration of what you're doing. This is a pure node, so it's coming out quite quick. Go back over here, because I wanted to build the power poles, because that's pretty important. Alright, so now I can put a power pole here, and I can get some power line and connect it to there, and then I can get my power line over here. But once again, I'm at this no empty power line connections issue. So I'm going to show you a couple of little tricks. The first thing we need to do is we need to stop this going directly over to there. So we can hold our dismantle button, which is, oh my god, I'm trying to remember what dismantle is. It is, I've got it key binded, and I can never remember what it is. Here we are, F. F in chat, can't remember dismantle. So you press F and you hover over what you want to dismantle, like power line. And there we go, we've got power line back. So what I can do now is, I could put a power pole here if I want to. But what actually happens is, if you just get a power line, it'll automatically start building a power pole as well. So I've just made my power line. Now I'm going to put another power pole here, and I'll connect my machine to that, and then I'll connect to that one. So now I've got 2 machines running, and this one will be full, so take that out. And if you click on a power pole, it actually tells you the power that's being consumed right now. So 8 megawatts. Now there's another little trick too. One of them sampling a building. So when your cursor is on an item, middle mouse button, you've got a power pole now. So I could middle mouse button a smelter. You can middle mouse button cable. It's a more difficult one. You can do a power pole. But what you can do is you can put a power pole on a power line, and then you can drag that power line to where you want it with the new power pole. So now that power cable that went from there to there now goes from here to here to here. Very handy features. Alright, and just now pole sample mental right now a constructor was another step. That was something we unlocked, and it turns one item into another item. I'm just going to pick up some leaves, clear the area. If I bring up my build menu, production, a constructor, and it's very similar. It needs reinforced iron plate. Alright, so to make that, we need more stuff. Okay. So I need reinforced iron plate. Needs iron plate and screws. So screws is something that's made with rods. So if we make some screws, then we can make some reinforced iron plate. Let's see if we make about 10. See our pockets are getting full. I might put these in the, we go here, I might put that away, I don't need it right now. Okay, over here, so a constructor. Now I'm a machine like a constructor has an input and an output, very similar, and also it's probably going to get an input from a machine like a smelter. So what if we just put it over here? We configure the constructor, and I want to make iron plate. So right now I'm going to have to feed iron ingots into there. We're going to need a power cable, which I'll bring to here. And there we go. It's as simple as that. So we might do another one here. I can do iron rods. And give it some of that. Alright, so now you can see that we've blown my power grid again. So let's have a look what happened. It looks like I just ran out of fuel maybe. That seems to be the case, so we're going to have to be working on that a bit. But we are also getting up there in our power. What else? So grab that. So right now, because we've got no conveyor belts, it's a bit of a game of taking resources, putting them into one machine. But what we're not doing by doing this is we're not sitting at the machine, at the craft bench non-stop. Now we've actually got iron rods and iron plates being made for us. So I'm actually going to take some of those as we're going to need them. We need another one of those machines because if I go and look here at the craft bench, concrete is just made from limestone. And it's made, when you look at a recipe, it doesn't show me here. One thing you can do in the game is you can so it's the right, okay. You can do N and you can search. So you can search for concrete. And it tells us here, concrete, produced in the constructor and the crafting bench. Whereas iron plate is constructor and crafting bench. Iron ingot is smelter and crafting bench. So we don't need a smelter to make concrete, we need a constructor. So we go over here. Oops, I think we've hit our problem again. We'll put some wood in this time. We're going to have to get going with that. Some more. If I go over here to the concrete, to the limestone, we'll build another constructor over here that we can feed in with some stone. I need cable. Well, lucky I've got a craft bench here. We can make some cable. Oh no, I need some copper ingots. Alright, we're going to have to do the copper ingot thing, aren't we? Let me just make a note of... Bear with me a second. We did the search codex. I just got my foot pedal out because it makes it easy for me to run with no hands. And then I can just get... We're going to go over the copper, pick up some more copper. So we need a copper smelter as well. I think we just need to concentrate on... If I get that concrete automated, and then what else do I want to do? Yeah. We obviously need to get copper automated as well. Let's just get over to here where our copper is. Going to have to make some for a bit. have to make a smelter over here. We'll have to run some power over here. See, it's very easy to get distracted. And it's very easy to go, oh, I'll just automate this. But it can be a trap to get into. Slow down, take your time. It'll only benefit you more and more. We'll head back now. I'll make that iron over here. Get some more leaves on the way back. Oh, this is the... I went the wrong way. Oh, we might as well run past and get all these. What's that got? $500 leaves, that should keep us going for a while. Let's quickly make some wire and some cable. Oops. That should do for the moment. Oh, there's this little room in here. Oh, we'll come back to that. So yeah, I was going to make a constructor here. Making concrete. Some limestone in it. This is going to need power. So power lines can be longish. You just keep going until it tells you eventually wire is too long, so you just go back. There we go. If we have a look again, we are now, our maximum consumption would be 20 megawatts. So if everything was running, which it's not because it's not being fed correctly, then it would be full, and we can't. Oh no, it's not. It's not iron. So we can't have any more machines running. So we might try and unlock that next milestone. At least we've got these being made. Get some concrete, and then we'll be done. Now before we do that, let's have a look at, as you upgrade the hub, every time you do the hub upgrade, a little bit more is built, and in this case, this room was built, and it has inside it the character customization screen area. Now, this is where you can change a couple of things. Some of these you really don't see that often. But you can choose the helmet you want to wear on that character. Some helmets, like the golden helmet, is for people that did Satisfactory Early Access like myself. There's a few other things like the gold build gun and the gold nut trinket. Now the other thing here you can do is change the colour of everything in the game. And that's what we're going to do right about now. And what this means is all items in the game are built and they use this primary and secondary colours. And as you see, finger bangs. So I'm going to choose a colour. I'm going to change the colour. And the way that this works is, let me just bring this, I'm just bringing up my colour list. That I've got on my website. Because I know what colour I want to use. Okay, so every object you build in the game will inherit a default colour. And if you change here the default colour, all those buildings will get that colour. So for instance, let's go, I want to change mine to, I want to go, let's go there. I've got some numbers written down. 125 and 1 and 0.18. That's the green I want. And I'm going to go with black as my secondary colour. So I'm just going to make everything to the left. As for my overalls, I'm going to leave them standard. So now when we go close, and if we go outside, we can see that the machines now have, did that work? No, it didn't work. No, it should do. Primary colour, secondary colour. Oh, that's on the Pioneer. I will, okay. I will, we'll scrap that and say, I made a mistake there. I was thinking this did the primary colour and secondary colour of the game, but we'll get to that later. So scrub that. Let's do this. So the pine you can change, like we changed the build gun and the golden nut and the helmet. We can also change the colours of the actual pioneer themselves. Now for me, I'm going to change mine to a nice green and black. And to be honest, because you're playing single player, you're not going to see this a lot.
Buckle up, there's a raid incoming.
But it's important, you know, it's very important to have those.
Thank you, Dragon
colours going
Heartrinkin, for
on.
the raid of 31 viewers.
Look out, I've got a raid coming in from Dragonheart. Excellent. Welcome. Folks, if you're not following Dragonheart, click that little love heart icon up there. You'll get to follow him. We're just doing a new playthrough. And it's a tutorial series. So if I do something, I do that so I can do some video editing later and grab it. How was your stream, Dragonheart? What did you get up to? How was things? And thank you for coming in, bringing your wonderful viewers along. I'll try and look after them the best I can. All right. You must raid and dash. Streamers rate. Great. Got rocket fuel unlocked once again. Excellent. Well done. Congratulations. All right. Let's get that hub upgrade going on.
Hub Upgrade 4, Landing Platform and Utilities, completed. Conveyor belts connect the output of one building to the input of another and transport resources. Due to past incidents, I have been asked to issue a clarification. Portable miners, obviously, do not have a connection for conveyor belts. There is nothing to suggest, visually or functionally, that they can be connected to portable miners. If this is something you struggle with, do not worry. Fixit has alternative uses for all their pioneers. Next objective, complete Hub Upgrade 5.
Let's get set the next hub upgrade. We did just unlock the conveyor poles and some extra inventory slots. Next up is some more exciting stuff. Thanks very much, Dragonheart. Titch, how you going? Howdy Smirkin, where's your starting area? We're in the Rocky Desert. Over in, actually right at the top here. Where are we? Yeah, we started, I think we landed just over there somewhere. Yeah. Going well, excellent Richard. That's great. Okay, so now conveyor belts. So we talked earlier about connecting machines. You can see in our, we go into our build menu under logistics. We've now got conveyor belts and conveyor poles. So we'll just do a conveyor belt and we can go from here straight to there. And now we can see those ingots are going to go straight in. I'm going to take my iron plates away. So now I don't have to manually move the ingots from here to there. And we'll also create another one there. So that saved a bit of fiddling around. Now I can put those I might just feed those into there. I can actually drag those into the output. So now all I have to worry about is putting iron into these. Did. So there you go. It's interesting. The colour for things like portable miners are tied to, because they're a hand tool, the Pioneer colour. That's pretty cool. Let's go do that as well, just to get rid of them out of my inventory because I don't need to be carrying that around. So got lots of rods, and now we've got plates. We're still kind of at our power limit right now. So we just unlocked the conveyor belts. There was one other thing that was there, which was, we'll go over here so I can demonstrate, the conveyor pole. You notice when you actually start a conveyor belt, it's already got a conveyor pole at the end of it. You can actually just put a conveyor pole wherever you want, in the direction you want, like over here. Now notice it took me 2 clicks because the first click is setting it in the position it needs to be. The second click is actually height. You can make them different varying heights. Looks like we ran out of power again. We'll have to sort that out. So now my conveyor belt can join to that, and it can join to that. And right now it's a bit pointless for that, but it was worth showing. Oh no, I need a sec. Let's go. That was. I've just demonstrated the conveyor belts we locked. I also demonstrated the conveyor poles. So I think we should try and get that next upgrade done. Alright, so I'm now doing, so that was conveyor belt. Do I have enough resources? I need to make some cable, and I'll have to go and get that concrete. You can actually pick up items off the belts directly. You see they're highlighted. There are reasons that's helpful. Alright. Let me just top that up. Rightio.
Hub Upgrade 5, Power Expansion, completed. The miner, unlike portable miners, can be connected to conveyor belts and requires power to function. Caution: as you expand, the energy demand of your production may exceed the capacity of your power grid. The onboarding program was established because Fix-It pioneers often experience memory issues after planetfall. If you are experiencing nosebleeds, nausea, existentialism, or an itchy scalp, there is no need for concern. This should pass within 5 to 7 workdays. Next objective: complete Hub Upgrade 6.
Okay, so we just got the miner, which is going to automate extracting resources from the resource node it's built on, and storage container, very helpful. We can store things in a storage container, and we've got even more inventory slots. Now when we unlock this one, we'll get the biomass burner, and we'll also get the space elevator, biomass, interesting, and 3 inventory slots. Now, we did get an additional biomass burner now. So what we're going to do is, if I was to hook that up to a power pole, I have now got, let's put some power into it, put some leaves. I now have a capacity of 20 megawatts. But what you can actually do is connect them together. Now I have a capacity of 40 megawatts. So I can go and do that copper, get that happening. Our miners are going to take some resources. So if I pick up the portable miner, and I build a
Hey, Smackin', you just gotta follow.
miner,
Thank you, Opwolfmod, for the follow.
kind of line it up in that direction. So now I can feed that directly in. And that just needs power, so where's that? That's that one. So you don't, when you're hooking up power, you don't need to actually connect to the power connector up there. As long as you're on the machine, then that will allow you then to connect to, and that will now start feeding this directly. So I no longer have to feed ingots into it, or ore. You can see it's now extracting ore. I've got some more in my pocket, I actually put it there, and then that'll start feeding through. And we'll build one over here as well. Now this one says invalid placement, and you can see there's a red outline underneath, and that's these nodes. You have to remove these manually with your hand tool before you can place a miner on. So there we go, point it that way, and now I can run that all the way over to there. I might run a power pole a bit closer. And now that one's going as well, which I'm just going to fill that up just so it can get going. Opwolfmod, welcome. Thanks very much for that follow. Good to see you. Sorry, I was just going through some explanations there. And we can see too, now that I've added those miners in, our power usage is going up as well. Maximum consumption is 30 megawatts. We've added a bit more in. So let me just make a note of this. Oh, we actually got, let me do that again. Right, now, so things are looking good. What I need to do now is we actually need to do that copper. Also run out of oh, don't know how that happened. No, not in that one. Some in that one. So we'll put some wood in this one. We'll be fixing that soon, don't worry. It's just part of the it's part of the start. Getting used to all this stuff. No worries, I tend to get very focused in this game as well. Yeah, absolutely. It steals time, this game, doesn't it? We'll just pick up some wooden leaves on the way. This game is your current addiction? Nice. I've played the Satisfactory for quite a few times. It's certainly something that keeps going and going and going, that's for sure. Have to get rid of this. Some with me. Do I have limestone? I think I've got limestone on me. I do. Okay, so now I'm going to take our output. That's a bit wobbly, but it works for the time being. So copper. There goes our power outage again. We're running out of power. That's alright. We will sort that out. We'll put a constructor here. I'm out of cable. I need 8 cable. We're out of wire. We'll just make a couple of copper ingots just to get this. We need a bit of wire. We need some cable to be able to run back to the other main hub, so we'll just do this for a sec. You just got done connecting 18 machines up to 1 coal generator. Excellent. Good work. That's very rewarding, isn't it? And you don't have to do the biomass fuel anymore, which is great. Exactly, yep. Yeah, it's a good milestone in the game when you get the coal generator running. Okay, so get our constructor place. And we'll put some wire. Cable we're not going to automate right now. One of the other things we did unlock was a storage container. So we can actually end that process and have that outcoming wire will go straight out. So now let's some more wire. I should have made all the wire. Let's get this done, hook back up to the main power grid, and we'll be rock and rolling. I'm going to put that in there. That's copper. And that can go there. This way. So now we need to actually have that power running back to a main power grid. So I'm going to run it up to this cliff edge here. And now I'll run back the other way. We'll pick up some leaves. Spitters. Well, just one spitter, but still going to avoid him. So I can get my power cable. Where are we? So you can actually connect to quite a distance away. Going this way. And we'll connect it to that, and then we'll just have to fix our power situation. So we put some leaves in here, and we'll top that wood up. Okay, so now, yeah, so I should actually also make storage containers here. They can actually stack on top of each other too. But right now I'm not going to do that. And we should do that with the concrete as well. So now I'm not making things manually. We've got all that automated. The only thing I need to worry about right now is power. So we might actually worry about that and just do a bit of a leaf run. Oh, we need a miner over here. Do I have enough power? We're going to run into a problem here because my my capacity is 40 megawatts and my maximum consumption is 43 megawatts. So I can't really build a miner right now because that's going to throw it completely. It will probably, if we put this in here, we may trip the power circuit. There we go, bang. So really, I'm a bit stuck at the moment. I kind of have to hold off. I can turn a machine on standby and that will let me continue. So that's what I'm going to do for the time being until we get our next upgrade. Let me get some, we might just make some concrete manually and we'll go from there. Richard, do you bother with biomass or do you run directly to coal? I absolutely bother with biomass. It's just leaves and wood right now aren't that great, but it gets better. And I don't like to rush because what happens is you end up doing a lot of manual crafting. It's not that hard to set up, and it's just a little bit of filling things up. Before I go any further, I wanted to wood. I mostly have biomass burners rather than everything else for now. Okay, that's good. I mean, once you get a bit of this automated, it's not too bad. So I need more plate, I need more wire and more concrete. The wire's being made, so let's make the concrete. I'm just going to go for a quick break. I'll be back in a second. Richard, I love biomass burners. Now they have conveyor belt access. Yeah, that's a big help, isn't it? I'm so glad they added that. And we're going to really make use of it in this playthrough. Okay, how much do I have? I have enough concrete. So now let's just go get some wire. We'll pick up some biomass on the way. And we'll be right. This is what we concentrate now on, is just getting biomass as we can. Uh-oh. Did I trigger him? I did. They're not following me, but... There's our fuse blowing again, believe it or not. I come over here for this. Look at that. Beautiful. In the last 2 weeks, I've put in 130 hours of playtime. Holy moly, that's a fair effort. Your total playtime is 578 hours. Nice. You've definitely got the addiction. You're lying in bed trying to go to sleep thinking about what you're going to do next. Happened to me many times. Does happen occasionally, yep.
Hub Upgrade 6, Landing Platform Hydraulics, completed. Freighter landing initialized. Congratulations, you have completed onboarding and achieved the absolute minimum skill level required of a Fix-It pioneer. Fix-It looks forward to your future achievements, because a future with Fix-It is a future with you. Tier 1 and 2 milestones are now available in the hub, and biomass burners can now be built individually. Your first official objective is to initiate project assembly by building the space elevator. This objective will take a significant amount of resources, so Fix-It recommends getting to work.
Okay, so we now have this thing, which is the doohickey, what's it? Can't remember what it's called. It's called the she even said it. The Fix-It freighter. It sends the stuff up to somewhere, but we haven't got that far yet. I play every day and night until about 4 or 5 a.m. Oof. It's an addiction. So now we're on to the next major tier. We've already completed all of these. That one just gave us biomass and a biomass burner. So we're going to have a look at this because that's going to really help us in the next stage. And then tier 1 is the next item. And this is where we can start to get foundations and things are going to get really nice. That's going to require concrete. This is what we need to be doing to get working. And then you can choose any of these in order. It's up to you. As long as you can meet the requirements of the milestone, you can choose to go straight to field research. I'm going to start with base building because I really want to get some foundations down. But before we do that, we're going to look into... We had the biomass burner, but also, which when we look at the biomass burner, you can put various forms of biomass to generate electricity. It has a conveyor belt input port that allows biomass to it has a conveyor belt input port that allows the biomass supply to be automated, which will really help. You have a nickname for Ada? I give her the nickname of Fix It Drill Sergeant. Nice. And also, biomass from leaves and wood. And this is a better alternative for the machines than what leaves and wood directly are. And that's going to save a lot of fiddling around, which this can be automated. So we'll also automate that. So then what we can do is we can just put leaves into a box and put wood into a box, feed them into a constructor each, and then they will make the biomass themselves, and then we can feed that straight into some biomass burners. So and this will burn for a lot longer. So I'm going to put 200 in here. And I'll take that wood out and I'll put 200 in there. And then if we very temporarily, because we're going to change all this soon, I'm just going to put a biomass burner here. And notice it says 4 connections here. You can only have 4 power connections to a pole at this stage. So we'll choose this pole here. Okay, and then I might just make some okay, that's enough. So these produce 30 megawatts, these machines. These biomass burners here only produce 20 megawatts. We'll stop using these eventually because they don't really have a point. Oh, Wolfmod, you can also make biomass out of mycelia. Absolutely, you can. Yes. We're going to get into all sorts of those things. So we've got biomass burner and power. Now this will burn a lot slower. What I can do now is, we will just, for the sake of it, I need some more cable. I'll have to go and get that. I can make some quickly. I'm still at that balancing act of getting everything. Where are we? Sample that machine. Have we got enough? Yep. I will need to make some more reinforced iron plate too. Okay. I can do that to there, and I can say biomass from leaves, and then if I get where are we? A storage container here, sort of line it up. Now I can put leaves, leaves in there, and that will automatically feed this burner. And you can make biomass alien protein. Yes, absolutely. All sorts of awesome things you can make. Now that I have enough power, I can go back and turn on this over here and resume making concrete. And I can actually put a miner on it. I need to go get some iron plate. Just taking every opportunity to get biomass when we walk around between. Usually make solid biofuel out of all my biomass. Yeah, we'll get there. Right now we're obviously haven't unlocked that yet. And we're not rushing to get through each stage. We're trying to, I'm creating a tutorial series out of this. This all gets edited down into small videos. So it's not about trying to do everything the absolute best way. It's about showing how things progress from one to the other. Well, it's a little bit out of date, but that's what the purpose of this playthrough is to get it all up to date. But there's lots of cool things there, all my playthroughs I've done. Okay, so this was leaves. And then go and get some of our resources over here, some wire, and then we'll, once that concrete's made, we'll be able to unlock base building. There's another concrete one over here, which I'm going to get that running too, because we need all the concrete in the world. 1.0 has made things so much easier and better. Absolutely. It's a big improvement over the original releases. I think everyone has the same feeling as you there with that one. We'll be back. You're waiting in suspense for the 1.1 update to be released? Yeah, that'd be really good. Looking forward to it. Absolutely. I'll make some screws. Yeah, I think everyone's pretty stoked. Miles will make all this concrete now and then I'll have it, and then we'll be closer to our goal of unlocking that base building milestone, because that's one of my main requirements in this playthrough is I want to build everything on foundations as soon as possible, and we're at, once we unlock that foundations, we're pretty much all there. That's right, we were building this over here. Actually, let's build the miner. Shutter. Awesome, we're making progress. I'm going to make one more constructor to make the biomass out of wood, and we'll feed that into another biomass burner. And then we might Yeah. Let's see what we do next. We'll see how we are with the next stage. There's a few little things in the way here. This will be our wood one. I built a bridge across the ocean from my base to my pure oil node. That's pretty cool. Okay, so this is wood. Once that gets some more, we'll be right. I might put some in it now. You did that yesterday, nice. Alright, as we can see here, we've got one box of wood feeding that constructor that's making the biomass, which then is feeding this biomass burner, and we're doing the same. This one's doing leaves into the biomass, and so now we've got a lot more power, which is excellent. We are trying to produce enough concrete to make that milestone. Okay. You like to make things convenient? Ah, absolutely. It's all about this. It's how you make the game play the way you want to play it. So. Go check out our concrete production. Oh, look at that. That'll be enough, I think. I can see too, since we unlocked a few more things. These hub area has been upgraded as well. A little, you can play a game on there, all sorts of things. It's awesome. As well as obviously changing your character like we did. Alright, let's get this happening.
Milestone reached. Several new structures are now available for improving factory organization. Foundations provide a building grid, which makes it easier to manage placement of any structure. In the event that you are experiencing amnesia for all events prior to planetfall, be reassured that memories of beloved humans and/or animals would have only been distractions from your important mission.
Okay. Now we've got base building unlocked. I'm going to unlock research. We've also got logistics. But I really want research because we're going to do some exploring and some things I want to do. And this is a real cornerstone of the playthrough as well. Now, you can also jump to the next tier level as well. Obstacle clearing would be great. You can get solid biofuel with the chainsaw. Something I do want, but I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. I want to get my base building underway. So I'm going to focus on that. And it won't take long to get those resources. One thing I've you notice is you can't start filling up these resources until the pod returns. Yeah, we used to cheat in early releases. Try and get as many things loaded up as you can. Some screws. We should automate screws at some point, but I want to get the foundations. That's my goal. And the base building will help because we're going to go for a walk to actually do this. So with that walk, we'll be doing some exploration, and that exploration would be helpful if we had what we needed for exploring. All right. Let's go and get some more wire. Excellent.
Milestone reached. Supply the molecular analysis machine, referred to as the MAM, with local resources to research and develop new technologies. Potential technologies include exploration tools, weapons, and factory buildings. These are essential for maximizing your Pioneer efficiency in alignment with Fixit's core pillars: construct, automate, explore, and exploit. To advance Fixit's mission, all notable phenomena, resources, technology, or other influence should be investigated regardless of any perceived danger, as stated in the Pioneer contract.
Rightio. So I'm not going to pick any other milestones for the time being. I don't want to get distracted. Field research is what I want to do. I'm just going to get some more concrete over here, because I want to get that my base foundation laid down, and there's a method to my madness. So we did unlock at that point then. Let's have a look. Let's just put wood, any leaves. Yeah, some of my inventory. So I don't need that right now. Okay. A new building we got was, we got a personal storage box, so we can build more of those. And a lookout tower. That's pretty cool. And under special, we've got the space elevator, which we will get to soon, but not now. And the MAM. This is the special one. So the MAM, we put that down over here. This is where you can come and do research. Like here, alien megafauna. So Hatcher research, if we get these here, I might wait for my drop pod to land. Rightio. So we can do research on the things that we collect. Like Hatcher research needs 3 of those, or 1 of those remains. I've got 3. It says it's complete.
The remains researched belong to a plant-like organism hosting the larva of the flying crab, the most mature of which hatch when threatened. Hatcher remains can now be made into alien protein, and additional research may reveal options for improving Pioneer safety during exploration.
And that revealed our next tree to research, the alien DNA capsule, and that will also give us biomass. We can turn biomass. We can research the spitter as well. That gets us down to here.
The remains researched belong to an organism that tends to nest near objects emitting specific types of resonance. Spitters are called as such due to their ability to create and spit plasma across long distances. Spitter remains can now be made into alien protein, and additional research may reveal options for improving Pioneer safety during exploration.
Rightio. And nutrients is another one. Oops. Where have I got? I've got heaps in my inventory.
This fruit, dubbed the barrel nut after its distinctive color, is compatible with the human digestive system and has been added to the object scanner. Further research is available.
Now you can see with this one, there's actually items that I don't have yet. So that's obviously in the future. But yeah, we'll get there. The good thing about this is we can take... The good thing about this is we can actually take the... we can build the man wherever we are and do some research on the fly. So I'm going to leave that one there. It requires 5. So if I wanted to build another one, I need some more cable and reinforced plate. I don't need much. And some cable. Alright, I'm going to put things I don't need right now away. Actually going to trash that. I don't need that at all. Let's put some of this back here. Some of this here. Right, because what I want to do is I want to get my foundation, so we'll talk about that now. I'll get some more concrete from both sides, and then I'll explain what we're going to do. Rightio, so we've got foundations here we've unlocked. There's some ramps and some foundations at different heights. And they're as simple as you just put them where you want, rotate, and press the button, and you've now got a foundation, and it's as simple as that. However, there's a few things that can be helpful. Is when you place a foundation, if I put this one here, now these are no longer at the same level, so when I try and line them up, it's going to be a bit janky. You can see here, machines aren't going to place very well like that. Now there is a couple of ways to do that. One way is you can always use your foundations linked to each other. So if this was my reference foundation, then if I wanted to build something over there, I would build more foundations over here and keep them connected. I can delete these now, but as long as I'm always on the same grid, that can be handy. Now that seems a bit cumbersome, so there's actually a thing called the global grid in the game. If you hold C, I believe, no, oh geez, I can't remember. Is it G? No, it's control. Control, there. If you hold control, there's actually a global grid in the game. So now, if I do control there, and I do control here, you can actually see that these foundations line up. That can be really useful. Thanks, Richard. Yeah, I've forgotten all about it. Now that's really good. That's handy. So that's a really good thing in the game is the control. However, I have a specific place I want to start from. I'm actually going to go over to another location where I know where I want the height to be, and that's going to be my starting point for the platform level, my bottom floor where I build everything. So I'm going to go over to that location and build it over to here. One thing I didn't talk about was the build mode. There it says default, and if you press E, you can rotate between the different foundation types. So 1 meter, 2 meters and 4 meters. But what I did want to show you was when I press the R key, I can change to zoop. So if I go, when you start, you press the mouse button once, and now you can zoop up to 10 foundations long. So it's really handy to build big foundations quickly, and also helps you build foundations, like I was saying, linking to each other. So we're going to go over to another location, start at an area, set that cornerstone foundation, and we're going to bring it all the way back over to here so we can continue our build. And while we're doing it, we're going to do some research as we go. I rock. Is you have already beaten this game? I have indeed. As Richard says, I've beaten this game for the past 5 years. I've many different playthroughs. They're all available on my website. You can check them out. And I hadn't played much since update 5 till now. When the 1.0 release, with the 1.0 release, I did a full playthrough, which I've already done, and that got me up to date. So then I could now do this playthrough and update my website. Use Zoopla all the time. Yeah, Zoop mode's where it's at. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to, like I said, we're going to go for that. I'm going to go to that location. I've got a screenshot of where I want to go. You don't use the global grid very often. Yeah, well, it's there for some people who want it. In the workbench here, we also have the object scanner. I'm going to make one of those. And the object scanner allows you to locate things like nuts. So there's a beryl nut over here, apparently. So if we follow it, it's not that one. It'll get, there we go. It starts beeping when you get really close. And then you can right mouse click, I think. Oh. Right now, beryl nut is the only thing I've got researched that I can find. So as we unlock more items, we can then right click or hold left mouse button and circle around to find what we need. The object scanner. Yeah, so that's why you see me keep popping this up because I'm making notes in my audio recording or in my video recording on the audio track of where different things are that I've talked about, discussed. I think I've got what I need now. I can build one of those. In there. Let me get my screenshot that I've got saved. All right, so this is it here. This top foundation here at this location is where I want to start. Yeah. So we're going to head over to here and we're going to build this top foundation layer. And I wonder if I make it with twos. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, it was going to be with twos. Yep. All right. Was that top? This top platform here, that's going to be the ground level for all of my base. We're going to build a mega base of multiple buildings. So let's go for an explore and get some stuff as we go. Pick up some biomass. Find things, research them as we go. Got something over here. What's this?
Potential edible collected. Reminder that look and smell alone do not provide sufficient data to determine exact risk of consumption. Just because it looks like you can eat it does not mean it won't eat you. Research it in the MAM to establish classification and potential application.
So this is a good a time to talk about the hotbar again. So I've got the slots down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now there's actually that number 1. That's the first hotbar. There's 10 hotbars in total. So I might put. I think there you can see there's the love heart emoji on slot 1. I can go into my special and into the MAM and press 1. Now I've got the MAM on hotbar 1, ready to go at any time.
This mushroom, dubbed bacon agaric due to its uncanny resemblance to raw bacon, is compatible with the human digestive system and has been added to the object scanner. Further research is available.
Rightio. Just picking up lots of biomass on the way because we'll be using it, that's for sure. There's another creature there. That's a plant. We'll avoid that for the time being. Oh, so we've got some another bad guy. There we go. And when we kill that, so that's a hog. And when we killed him, we get hog remains.
Samples of new alien species acquired. Notable features are blunt teeth, suggesting it is herbivorous, and a thickly plated skull and spine, suggesting it is proficient at inflicting and receiving blunt force trauma. Research the remains in the MAM to establish classification and potential countermeasures. The remains researched belong to an organism now dubbed the fluffy-tailed hog. It has many characteristics that would likely classify it among the Suidae family were it native to Earth. Hog remains can now be made into alien protein, and additional research may reveal options for improving pioneer safety during exploration.
Okay. One thing I didn't explain before is when you finish with the MAM, just destroy it and take it with you. And out of my peripheral vision, I can see those spiders down there. And look, I'm going to avoid them as much as I can at this stage. If they don't see me, I don't see them. Off to a rocky start. Good spot for a tutorial series. Thanks, Zork. I think so. Okay. Now, that hog before, generally they're protecting something. And as we can hear, it's whatever this is, which it's called a yellow power slug. So let's get that.
This semi-slug species seems to persist entirely through absorbing and storing energy from its surroundings. Studying this could provide new methods for improving fix-it production line efficiency. Research it in the MAM to establish classification and potential application.
All right, let's do that. Can we do that yet? No. Classified phenomena. Get there, I suppose, when we're allowed to. Let's see how easy it is to get distracted in this game. We'll keep heading over to where I was going to go, which is over here somewhere. Oh, there's another one of those. Oh. You can dodge and weave. Nuts. Alright. This over here. So these are crash sites. Crash pods, they generally have a few monsters around them, but also, if we bring up the binoculars, press P for photo mode, it has parts lying around it. I can see there's some cable there, some plate, that looks like reinforced iron plate, something there in the background. That is going to make our job easier in the long run, and that's part of the fun of adventuring. But we have to kill 3 hogs. I mean, you don't have to. You could just run in and grab the parts if you wanted. Now, there's other ways you could fight them as well. You could... That one just hurt itself. Oops, that one hurt. Got him. Alright, so now some screws. So I didn't need to make screws. Some plate, cable, some rods, some rotors. I don't know how to make rotors yet, but I've got 40 of them. Some more reinforced iron plate. So this is one of the really good things about exploring, is picking up stuff like this as you go. And this is the drop pod itself, and it says E to open drop pod. And it says I can open the door handle. I need 21 rotors. It just so happened to be there was some rotors here. All right.
Damaged hard drive successfully acquired. All pioneers are contractually obliged to preserve and secure any recovered hard drives for analysis in the MAM, which may result in benefits to the Fix-It mission. Speculation as to why there are crashed freighters in your Fix-It designated zone is discouraged as specified in your contract.
It's discouraged. Okay. Oh yeah. Now there's nothing else you can do, but in an upcoming update we'll be able to delete these and get more parts. But if we build a MAM and we go hard drives, we can scan the hard drive. Now it actually takes 10 minutes, so you can delete the MAM and it'll keep scanning it, and in 10 minutes we'll get a notification. But yeah, great for picking up parts in the game. There's going to be all sorts of things you haven't made yet that'll be available. Now, where was... I think over here is my screenshot location. Because it's, yeah. I'm going to go through here. And as you can see, there's another slug here and a different coloured one, but they're always protected by something. Like this guy. Got him. This one's a blue one. Richard, if you have another MAM set up elsewhere, you don't have to have any MAM set up, Richard. It'll automatically keep researching. regardless of having no mams built or one man built or 7. I'm pretty sure this is the level, because if we look at our screenshot, that's that there, and this is the. I was up higher. How can I get? We'll use the lookout tower. There's the ladder side. There we go. So now, if I look at my picture, that there is that there, and that there is sort of that there. So we're in the right spot, and that's that. Yep, this is exactly where I need to be. So it needs to be the base starts off at, where's that? Some, is that here? Oh crap. There's some flying crabs nearby. I've woken up. Alright. Oh, I shouldn't have. Fall damage. Distraction. Oh, Wolf, the rebar gun is your favourite weapon, explosive with the explosive rebar? Yeah, absolutely. It's pretty cool. Okay, so that one was. This has got to be. Ooh. Oh, I don't have any nuts in my hand. Is it that level? Oh, that's okay. Here, let's deal with this guy. Got him. Right. I remember from my screenshots. That's not the screenshot. That there. It was this. This is the spot, and I was standing on a tower. So, pretty much well, from memory. The joy of forgetting you don't have blades yet. Yes. Absolutely. Looking forward to getting those. Go over here. So it looks like. I mean, I don't have to be 100% specific, where my placement is, but I believe I was holding control, was I, on this one? I don't think I was, actually. I think I decided... figure out exactly where I chose. So that there. Yeah, that was it there. Yep, and I'm pretty sure it was like that. Just trying to reconstruct. Yep, that's it. So you can see this here and the way that connects there. That looks about right. I might be a slightly... No, I'm actually snapped to the grid, so it should be the exact height as the other one. And this side here, that there, and that there, that's that there. So that all seems to be in the right spot. Perfect. So now I need to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the building mode, when you press R, like we talked about earlier, you've just got default, zoop, and there's also vertical. And that's what I want here, because I want to build 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you want to count, I know I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When you're in dismantle, you can hold... Is it G? No, it's control. Hold control, you can highlight multiple things. And it actually tells you how many items are selected. Now, so when you do, you're in dismantle mode, highlight, and then see I've even included the lookout tower, and I didn't want to delete the lookout tower. So you can actually, when you're in dismantle mode, press G, and whatever you're looking at, that's what will be. It says there, dismantle filter, foundation 4 meters. So now when I hold control down and do all that, I can't get this lookout tower. So you know it's correct. You know you're not going to accidentally delete things you don't want to. But the main thing I wanted to show is it's a really handy counting tool. So when you hold control, and it tells me 5, there's 5 foundations. And I wanted to make sure I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to press E to switch between the different foundation levels, and I want 2 up. Now that top foundation, that is the ground floor for all of my base builds I'm going to do, and we're going to transfer it all the way back over to our starting location, and we're just going to do that by zooping, and we're going to delete as we go. Oh, I'm running out of that plate. And that's one reason why I'm going to delete as I go, because I don't have enough plate. But in this playthrough, I don't want any floating foundations. So I'm using the ability to have a floating foundation to help me transfer foundation alignment to where I want it to be. But after that, oh, no, I didn't make it. We may need to make a ramp. So I'll put a ramp up here. There we go. Oops. And that'll help me get up here and up here, and now I can get rid of the foundations as I go. I can mark them. And I'll stop there and I can delete them. And now I can keep going, and we're heading over to there. So we'll just keep heading over as we go. Do you use a normal 2 or 4 meter foundation? I use, it's a combination of things, but one for like the top layer between levels, bottom ground maybe 4, and 2 for others. And you're still stuck on Tarkov? It's my fault. Tarkov's a great game. Can't wait to get back into it. I haven't played it for a while. So that was foundation. Placement. Plus dismantle tricks. Rightio. That. Now, as you can imagine, because you can have floating foundations in the ground, because you can have floating foundations in the game, this can actually be a handy way to get to things, like getting up heights. You can see I use the lookout tower. And we're just going to make our way through all these trees. So we're going to use oh crap. That wasn't intended, but I'm still alive. I'm going to use the rock as a an alignment, a way to start the start of my what do you say? It's the start of my supported foundations. I just need some more plates, so we'll just go and grab that. And while we're here, we'll drop some things in the some boxes. Keep that going. Look at all that stuff that got made. It's all automated. We haven't been at a craft bench because we switched to the biomass fuel. It's much quicker. Like, yeah, it's just amazing. Just spending that little bit of extra time initially makes all the difference. So I'm not sure actually what I'm going to do here. Like I know so we need to start actually building our factories, such as I might have had a spreadsheet prepared for this, but I want to make an iron rod factory, an iron plate factory, and an iron ingot factory, and all the factories. And they're all going to be forming part of a big city. Each one's going to be a separate building. The iron rod factory is going to be a big one. And the iron plate, well, that's the iron ingot factory. So we should start on the iron ingot factory for the first couple of things. Some rod and plate for me, the pioneer. So when I say me, the pioneer, I mean I need stuff for me to build with, and plate and rods and all that. I'm not going to go into how my whole spreadsheet works. There's whole other exclamation mark spreadsheet stuff about that. You can access this spreadsheet. It is available on the playthrough. You can see there my current playthrough here. You'll be able to get the does it have it? No, sorry, I wanted current one. Here, this one. There we go. So the spreadsheet for that playthrough is there. Pumpkinhead going for it. Excellent. Yeah, feel free to jump in and have a look, because this goes all the way through the end. So I'm going to make 3 iron rod machines. I'm going to make, well, I need iron ingots, 4 iron rods. So I'm actually going to make 3 iron rod machines. I'm going to make 3 iron plate machines. So I need to make at 50% clock speed, which is something we'll get into later. So really, I'm just going to make 3 initially. I'll deal with that later, but we're going to make 3 machines and we'll feed them in. So I'm going to have to unlock logistics as well to do this. But we need to start off with an iron ingot factory. Hello Katie, how you going? Rightio. So just thinking about, this is going to be my first factory. Making iron ingots. Let's just start off. So, one thing I don't want to have is floating foundations. So I'm going to build some supporting foundations down. Can I get up here? Yep. Kind of. Yep. No. Oh, I can get up here. Got plenty of concrete. That's a start. So we will need a ramp to make it easy to get up to. So all this is in my head, and we're going to try and work out how to make it happen. So we will where are we? I don't think it does. It doesn't matter. So I'm going to build just some supports every so often, just to have the intention of it being supported. Now, like I said, I'm going to have an iron ingot factory, and I have a separate iron plate factory and a separate iron rod factory. Sorry to hear, Katie. So I'm going to start off in this floor. We also want to some of this is going to be built with further ideas in mind. But for the time being, okay, so I think before I go any further, we probably need to unlock another milestone in the hub. Let's have a look at what's available. And we're going to go logistics, which was the one I jumped ahead of, which is really good because it's going to give us the splitters and the mergers we need. Okay. So we'll just go and collect some of those other resources we need. We can get rid of these foundations because we don't need them. And we'll pick up some concrete as we go past. And we should build our concrete factory as well. That'd be a good one. take all of that for the minute. Very nice. Because we're going to take all this chaos and actually build a proper factory.
Milestone reached. Conveyor belts can now merge, split, and lift to save space and enhance the productivity of your factory. Fixit encourages you to consider investing in verticality when it comes to factory logistics. If you feel stressed by this complexity, imagine yourself on the shore of a vast and calm ocean. Breathe in. Visualize all the people relying on you. The sea is made of billions of faces, each staring at you with hope and tears in their eyes. Breathe out. Feel refreshed and focused on your duties.
Thanks. Thanks, Ada. All right. So we unlocked a couple of things there. And they were... If we go back to the number one hotbar, it probably is... No, they haven't added them there. Under logistics, we've got conveyor lift. So that is a good example is at the end of a production box. You can see the direction, allows you to build up and down. We'll go into that later. But the main thing it gave us is conveyor splitters and conveyor mergers. And the reason for that is over here, this is where the game starts to divulge into maths. So over here, we have a smelter that makes one iron ore. It takes one iron ore and makes one iron ingots. But I look at the per minute numbers because these are some of the important numbers. So here, we need 30 iron ore per minute to make 30 iron ingots per minute. Now this machine is outputting 120 per minute, the miner, which is actually more than what it needs. So we can put a splitter here and split it into multiple. So we can go conveyor splitter, and it'll automatically attach to the belt. We can also do it better, but we're just going to do it like this. So I could actually, that's now part of that belt. And if we delete this belt here, I can now run a belt into here. So I actually don't need this machine running now. I'll just turn it off for the moment. So we're getting, this one needs 30 per minute and this one needs 30 per minute. So that's 60 per minute. Now this machine says it's making 120 per minute. Now there's a gotcha. Right now, when we look at conveyor belts, when you look at conveyor belt Mark 1, you can see there it says transports up to 60 resources per minute. Used to move resources between buildings. So it tells you how much you can move per minute. I'm just going to wait for the drop pod to stop. So there are, each smelter needed 30 per minute, and if that miner's outputting 120, that's actually, I could have 4 smelters off it. But because the belt coming out of the miner only supports 60, the most efficient output we can make right now is 2 smelters out of 1 miner. And that works great for what we've got here. And also it means that my power usage would have gone down a bit, because now we're only using one miner, not 2, to feed these 2 smelters. Now that's where it starts to get, when you start to look into the numbers. So this outputs 30 ingots per minute, and this is making rods, and the rods only needs 15 ingots per minute. So actually you could put another constructor here, you can put another splitter here, connect that to there, iron rods, grab some power, so now out of that 30 per minute, there's 15 going to that one and 15 going to that one, and then I could actually add a merger here and then rejoin them together, and we would feed this one box with rods. So that's the beauty of splitters and mergers, and that's the cornerstone of getting everything set up. The only other thing I really wanted to explain was the reason why this is outputting 120 per minute is because it's a pure node. Remember we looked down here, it's a pure node. Then it goes, I think, 60 and then 30 from memory. A normal, I'll have to double check that. But that's another factor. And as you go on, there's more versions of miners that will give you more, and there's some other stuff we'll get into when we unlock it in the MAM. So that's splitters and mergers, and that's what we needed to now unlock, to now start building my factory of iron ingots and plates and all that, because we need to be able to split out our resources coming and going and so forth. Richard, do you prioritise overclocking, underclocking at this early stage? Isn't it a power slug research? It is, Richard, so that's something we're going to have to start researching, because it is something I do want, because it's in my spreadsheet. I've got some of that, but we will get there. But I'm just going to start building and then change it after the fact. But I'm going to have a quick toilet break. I'll be back shortly. All right, we're back. Probably another half an hour, and then I'm going to wrap up the stream. I think that's where we're going to go. I just need to... Oops. My glove tip broke, so I need to cut another one. However will I survive? I think that one will work. I've got a fresh one. All right, okay. So Let's just check a couple of things. I might. Let's look at our milestones in the hub. Because I did want to look at. Overclocking, underclocking, that's further on. What we're going to do is we're going to focus on the factory. Wow, we're just about to run out right there. That's impeccable timing. There's enough, should be a build up, a backlog in here. A bit, not a massive amount, but enough. We'll have to collect some more as we go, I suppose. Yeah, alright. So we're going to start off with we're going to have our resource coming down, probably over here somewhere. And then the nodes are there, so maybe here. Let's not think about them, but let's just think about our design layout. So I want 3 machines making iron rods. I need 3 smelters for the rods and 3 for the plate. So I'm going to put 1 there. And we're going to have to design some stuff later for better layout. But if we go smelter here, probably so this is really a good point when you're trying to build something. If you press H, that locks the hologram in and you can move around and have a look and see, is that where I want it to be placed? How is it aligned? You can then press H again to change. Now, if it is where you want or it isn't, you can move with your arrow keys to get it where you want it. And you can see there's a line there showing some alignment stuff. I think I'll go there. Now, so I'm going to build 6 in total for the moment. Now these might not run efficiently for me to start off with, but that's okay. So we're going to do, just going to space them like this. So this is a good way, hologram's a good spot here, because I can go H and I can go OK. It looks like it's lined up there, and it's lined up with that one there. Now I hook up my conveyor belts. Now actually I'm going to come closer. Now, conveyor belts, you can see that's a bit meh. There's a build mode again. If you press R, there's a straight build mode, and it makes this nice, easy looking connectivity. Now, if you're like me, you may like supports. So you could even go further and go, I want to put a conveyor support down there. Just so it looks supported. That's just a design aesthetic. And then we'll need some power to connect all these up. So we might put thing. That one's not right. No, it doesn't look right. Or I'm missing something. Or is it the rotation of the... Just how it sits on the foundation. Must be the way the foundation. Very frustrating. Oh well. And we'll just connect these to all the machines. Richard, it changes the corner depending on where you start, i.e. sometimes the corner is different if you start at the intake or outtake direction if your belt is not the right angle. Yeah, absolutely. It's very annoying. Now, with machines, I've built 6. I'm going to go iron ingot. There's a beautiful little setting down here, copy settings. Now you can go to the next machine and go, well, paste settings, but you can actually look at the machine and press Control V and it says settings paste. Settings pasted. And you can even set up a macro. I thought I had one set up on my mouse. So now they're all done. I didn't have to go into each machine and set the recipe. Now they were that's the 3 coming in. Now I now want to take these and I want to merge them together. So one thing I haven't really explained properly with the splitters and mergers, and I'll go through it now, is that if we look at the splitters, a splitter has one input, which is the input arrow, and 3 output arrows. So the direction you're pointing when you place it dictates where it's all going to go. And mergers are the opposite. A merger has 3 inputs and 1 output. Now, something I did just then, if you press E, you can switch between a merger and a splitter. And all the other, the way it works is in the build menu, everything in that group, so this is a sorting group, I can switch between them all. It's just like the foundations. I can switch between a 4, a 1 and a 2. So it applies across everything there. Yeah. So that was just a little trick. So you can just, instead of going into the build menu to find the merger, you can duplicate it with the middle mouse button, press E, and then you're already making what you need. And you didn't have to navigate any menus. It gets very handy later on. Zork, you prioritize finding somersaults and sand for production amplification. For production amplification, the extra power shards, biomass, and DNA capsules are very helpful early. Yes, I plan on doing that very soon, Zork. I have to get to that stage, of course. Alright, so that's my, I've got one set for the one setup that's going to be used for the iron plates and one that's going to be used for the iron rods. Didn't put screws. I might put. I've got screws being made as well. I'm just looking at the order I'm doing things. Probably. Just looking at my spreadsheet. Sorry. Just ignore what I'm doing off screen. Right. So I actually will be making for the Pioneer another one for another iron rods production line that'll be for the screws. So it's going to be an individual one. So I'm going to copy that again. It's going to be an individually fed one as well. Yeah. And then, so that's just the ingots. I'm going to have a separate building for the rods, a separate building for the plates, and a separate building for the screws. So I'm probably going to... I'm trying to plan this for a big build I've got in my brain. Do one. One, two, three. All right. So if I leave 1, 2, then do 1, 2, 3, and then leave another one. Then that would be. And then just trying to build separate buildings. I'm just planning in my head how I think I'm going to do it. So 1, 2. Like a footpath, and then like a road, a centre, a footpath. So this here. That's how it's going to be. I have to work out how to make it all happen, but let's just try and make this somewhat legitimate. Just trying to have some sort of resemblance of supportedness. Just got to be careful when zooping that you can over zoop an existing one and then you have 2 foundations in the one spot. Right, but I think, well, I'm just going to place a couple more. I'm obviously going to have to unlock a few things like obstacle clearing and that. Missing iron plate. Those boxes are filling up. It's awesome. I just love it when you automate stuff. Oh, I just looked in the MAM. I completely forgot about a hard drive scan we did earlier when we were out. So let's see what the result is. It says here that a hard drive scan's been completed. The scan hard drive has been added to your hard drive library. So this is now a tab that's appeared.
Hard drive analysis completed. Alternative recipe selection available in the MAM.
Now what this is when you get hard drives and research them, you get given possible alternate recipes you can use. For instance, cast screw, which is a great recipe because it simply takes iron ingots and makes screws. You don't need to make the iron rods in between, which is amazing. There's another one, iron wire, where you take iron ingots and make wire instead of copper. So that's, Now you can select one or the other if you want to. These are really good recipes early game. However, if you don't like it, you can rescan and roll the dice again and some other recipes will appear. And another thing you can do is you can actually not choose anything and you can just close it. And the reason you can do that is because you can scan another hard drive, and if these were two recipes you didn't like, then the next hard drive scan will add another hard drive with two recipes there. And those two recipes will not be one of these two. So you've essentially removed those recipes out of the pool of available recipes that you can get randomly chosen to present to you. We'll look at that more later, but right now I really like the cast screw. Now in this playthrough I am going to use alternate recipes, but I've actually put a strict rule down for myself that I must automate one production line using the normal recipe first before I continue on and start to replace recipes. So I have to leave that automated production line with, say, iron rods before I can then go and make another one. That's just how I want to do it, because I want to try lots of recipes and demonstrate different ways the game is played. So you just select the recipe and go select reward. You can get more information too. If you click to expand, it can tell you what machine it's produced in. What was the extra things it tells us? The cycle time and a bit more the per minute values. So 12.5 makes 50, 12.5 makes 22.5. But I'm going to go with this one here. Select reward. The thing with alternate recipes is you cannot craft them in the craft bench. The recipes in the craft bench are always the standard recipes. You can only use alternate recipes in a machine. So when we have a look here at the constructor, we can now see this is the alternate cast screw recipes. Vanilla recipe playthroughs are fun. They are, Azul. They are, absolutely. You don't need to... I think people get overwhelmed and thinking they have to rebuild everything with the new recipe. And that's definitely not a requirement. But cast screw, first go, that's pretty nice. I've got to say. But I think what we're going to do there is... yeah, I'm going to wrap up the stream here, I think. This is a good time to wrap up. And we'll continue tomorrow, another stream, and we'll just keep going through our playthrough series. I'm not rushing this series. As you can see, I stop and make notes and do the thing and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. Cast screw on hard drive 1 is chef kiss. Absolutely. But yeah, so, well, probably the last tip I'm going to end with is saving a game. So when you look at your saved games, in your playthroughs, it automatically creates 3 auto saves that rotate. And that save time is defined in your settings here, options, gameplay, and it's the autosave interval in 10 and you set it. I've got it set to 10 minutes. It's always good to have some point in time saves. I like to do, for me, it's going to be end of episode 1. I'm going to call it 001 because I think there's going to be a few recipes, a few saves there. But now I've got a point in time that I can go back to if I screw up later. But yeah. Richard, good to see you back in Satisfactory. Have fun. Thank you very much. And Zork, thanks very much for that follow. But I've enjoyed the start of this playthrough. A bit slower than normal, but we're getting there. It's been a good kickoff to the first episode of our tutorial series. It's going to be a lot of episodes in this playthrough. So much covered in that first episode, but it's been good. I've enjoyed it. It can be frustrating sometimes and can be easy to get distracted. Have a good morning, afternoon, evening, night, and look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.